Have you ever gone to a concert and you couldn't find anyone to go with, so you didn't end up going? Never again. Here are 10 tips for going to a concert alone. If you've ever felt too afraid or too insecure about going to a concert alone, hopefully these tips will reassure you and you'll just be able to enjoy the show. So, the first concert I ever decided to go alone to was my first month of college when all my friends had moved away and I hadn't made any friends. And Simple Plan was in town and I was like, I haven't seen Simple Plan and I want to see Simple Plan. So I was like, I'll just go by myself. Thankfully though, the venue Simple Plan was playing at was actually the venue that's inside my college, so it was familiar, I trusted it, it was pretty small, and it was on campus. I felt pretty good about it, and it was good. It was a great show. After I realized nobody's watching me, everyone's eyes are on the artist, it was totally fine. Pretty much what I just said. Number 1, start in a venue you trust. If this is something you want to do frequently, it's probably best for you to start it in a venue that you trust and you know and you're already familiar with. That way you know you'll feel safe, you know the ins and outs, you know where to park, you know how many people will be in there, how big it is, and stuff like that. Like how much security is in the building also. Other factors to consider is public Wi-Fi, public transportation, parking, how far is the parking, how late does the show start, how far away the venue is from your house, where your seat is, what kind of seat you have, and how big and busy the venue is. Once you've got all those covered and you're like, this venue is pretty good for me to go, then you can relax and realize no one's watching you and just enjoy the show, hopefully. And then once you're comfortable with the idea of going to a show alone, then you'll be able to go farther out into somewhere out of your comfort zone, like bigger venues, farther venues, venues in different cities, like basement underground venues too, or new venues. 2. Make friends. If you're going alone but you don't necessarily want to be alone, it's the perfect time to make friends, especially if you're waiting in line for hours. Just talk to the people around you. If you're met some people who are sitting beside you or standing in the crowd beside you, just talk to them. You already know you have something in common with everyone in the room, so just talk about the band and then be friends. And this will also help you be able to stick with them throughout the night, or at least have someone you can trust. If you need help, you can even ask them to wait for you while you're being picked up or walk you to your car or just hang out with you. Maybe you'll even make a new friend and then those friends can go to another show with you. Number 3, no one has to know you're alone. I go to quite a few shows alone, but no one's ever asked me straight up are you alone? But when I posted this on TikTok, some people did say they get asked that a lot. But if you do get asked that, no one has to know you're alone. Just say your friend is waiting in line at the bar, or you're waiting for your friend. No one has to know you're alone. 4, if you're uncomfortable at all, let security or even a bartender know. It's security's job to help you out, to keep you safe. So if there's something bothering you, let them know. They'll help you out. A concert is supposed to be a safe and fun place. Doesn't matter if you're alone or if you're with 100 people. You have to feel safe. Number 5, I think. After the show, walk with the crowd back to your car. This is probably the best way to just blend in with everyone and you're not singled out as being alone or walking alone down the street, depending on where the venue is, how far the parking lot is too. If you parked on site, you're probably totally fine walking with the crowd since that's where the majority of people are going. Even if you parked off-site somewhere, you can follow that crowd because there'll definitely be other people who are walking to that other parking lot too. Number 6, park on site. So if you're driving yourself, your safest option is to park at the venue if it's available. Since it's on site, it's close, there'll be security, and that's where the majority of people will be walking to. Because parking off site is tempting, especially if it's free, but it's also, you have to consider you're alone, it's nighttime, how far away it is. So just girly things. 7, if you can't drive yourself, ask to be picked up or dropped off. This way you won't have to be waiting around for public transportation or even just riding public transportation. 8, check in with someone throughout the night. Let someone you trust know in advance what you're going to be planning on doing throughout the night, and let them know you're at the venue, the show started, you're leaving to your car, and you're back home. And that way someone can just follow along, and if there's any issues and they haven't heard from you, then maybe they can help you out. 9, no one is watching you. If you feel insecure or you think someone's watching you, no one's watching you. Do you sit at a concert and you stare at everyone else? No, everyone's looking at the artist. Everyone's there for the same reason. Not to watch you, but to watch the person on stage. And everyone's eyes will be on the stage. No one will hardly even know you're alone. 10, trust your gut. You have a gut. Trust it. That's it. Hopefully see you alone at a concert sometime, because I'll probably be alone. And then maybe we can be friends. Follow my socials, subscribe, read my blog.